Welcome to Cardano Over Coffee with your Wednesday crew, Darlington from Lido Nation, Jenny from the Blockchain, Always Chillin', Cook Time, co-host Brian from Hero Pool, Epoch Pool, TCT, and Block Jock. On today's show, we have Flac Finance. They're focusing on the India market by building a RealFi platform that is faster, safer, and accessible to everyone. Then we talk to the Cardano Series, whose drop REDUX will be dropping soon on Cardano. The Cardano Series is an NFT collection based on people and mythology of the Cardano product. It's created by NFTY Studios. Today's Cardano Over Coffee is brought to you by Yam4. They're creating crypto loans with no margin calls or interest repayments and indefinite loan terms. Yes, this is possible. Check them out today at yam4.com. The link is down below. Grab your cup of coffee and let's jump right in to find out what's going on Cardano.
Flac Finance is here, it looks like.
Flac Finance in the house. Let's get the emojis. Do-wop.
Hey, do-up. Are you going to... Hey, okay, let's settle down.
I'm not doing that.
We're excited today.
I'm very excited to be here. My name is Ashish. I'm actually the co-founder of Striker, the company which created Cardano Scan, Typhon Wallet, and we are now building Flac Finance.
Excellent. Thanks for coming. Thanks for doing the intro. Before you jump into Flac Finance, what did you do before you did all those things? Cardano Scan, Typhon Wallet, Flac Finance. What's the short version?
I actually joined the Cardano ecosystem in late 2017. I'm a computer science graduate, and I just started working in a service company just out of the college. And I was following Ethereum Solidity development, and suddenly stumbled upon Cardano back in 2017 and just fell in love with the promises of the technology and all the the roadmap that was there on the IOG website with cool features that was going to come on Cardano, with all this faces coming in like Shelly and Byron Shelley, and I was like, okay, this is some serious stuff. And we just spent a bit more time learning more about Cardano, looking at the white paper and specifications, and man, we're like blown away. Like, I think this is what we need to follow, and this some good stuff. And then after a year or so, we the Cardano community got this incentivized testnet. And we just felt like, we should create some sort of a website. And that turned out to be, it should be an explorer, which can give like all the details to users about, the stake pools and delegations, which we experienced in the incentivized testnet. Like, this is a complex stuff. So we just ended up creating Cardano Scan. And thankful to the community. I mean, it got love from the community. People started using it. And then we just went full time into building Cardano Scan, and then we built Typhon Wallet afterwards. So that's our story. And we are a team of 5 to 6 developers, all working very hard and 100% on Cardano Scan, Typhon, and now Flac Finance, and we are working dedicatedly. So it's that's what we are.
Super cool. You cover a lot of the basic stuff there, which is great. How many people are going to train and all that stuff? Is it the 5 of you that's doing all 3 projects?
Yeah, we are growing. So we started with just a team of 3 developers when we built Cardano Scan. Then we grew to 4 people. Now we are actually 7 people. And so there's like a dedicated team for Flac Finance as well.
Super.
I use Cardano Scan all the time.
All the time. Yes. Well, let's get into Flac Finance. What is it for the uninitiated? I know you've been on the space before, but for people who didn't catch you last time, what is Flac Finance?
Yep. Hi, people. So yes, I was here a few months back when we launched Flac Finance. The ambition and the idea behind Flac Finance was to build a payments infrastructure for cryptocurrencies. basically the project is targeted towards the Indian market, where having such a payment infrastructure is a must, and it's a need for like in India. There's like this a payment system called UPI, which is a phone. You can do payments using mobile phone and with like a 4-digit PIN codes. So it's like people are used to using payments in their everyday life. So even if you are buying something for a cent, you actually use your mobile phone to do payments, and it's one of its kind in the world. Like India invented, you can say, the UPI, and it's only in India right now, and it's world's largest payment processor right now. And I mean, and like India also has like more than 100 million users investing in cryptocurrencies, and there was like not many people know about this stat, but that's the truth. Like people love investing in cryptocurrencies, and end of the day, it just provides them a bit like this power, or having your own money. And then it's also like in the culture in India about investing. So people in India invest a lot in gold jewelry. So you buy it's in the culture. So you buy jewelry. So you would be able to liquidate it at some point if you are in difficulties, and then you can make use of those funds for your needs. So it's people are investing, and it's those are the kind of funds that you cannot use to do payments, but cryptocurrency now opens this opportunity where you can also invest in cryptocurrencies, and you can also use them for payments. But it becomes increasingly difficult to use cryptocurrencies for payments. So that's when it triggered, like maybe we should build something that can be used to do payments via cryptocurrencies. And that's how we started building Flac Finance. So people are investing, and we just want to open this to people to use their crypto assets for payments. And Flac Finance is actually a custodial platform. So you basically you're like it's another custodial platform, and you should not use custodial platforms and those sort of things. But it's also you need custodial platforms to onboard the next set of people, the next masses onto the crypto. We cannot imagine like if there was no Binance, then we would have less and less growth in crypto ecosystem, because if you can ask yourself like how did you get into crypto industry, you would just go through like a centralized platform to buy your assets, cryptocurrency, and then you learn your way towards taking self custody of your assets, and then move towards having self custody of your assets and then be in control. But that's where we stand. So we are building this platform which is custodial, and we are building this payments platform. I think so much intro in one shot.
No, that was a lot, and I think great. Lots of useful information. What's up, Epoch?
Is this an exchange?
So it's more than an exchange. It's more than like a wallet. It's an exchange. You can call it an exchange because you can like buy and sell assets, but you cannot trade. So it's not like a exchange in a way. You can buy and sell assets on Flag, and then you can use those assets to pay to your friends and also at the stores. Yeah.
Hey, Lido.
I'm confused. That didn't make sense to me. Can you so you can buy assets but you can't exchange them? What does that mean?
So if I understand by exchange you mean like Binance, then it's not exchange. That's what I'm trying to say. You can swap assets, but you cannot do trading on Flac Finance. That's why I said it's not an exchange. It's more like a wallet with swap facility and with payments options.
I see. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Hey, Lido, if I may ask, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We can, however, we
I believe that is Flac Finance community. So if you had anything to add on to that, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to add, I think the previous gentleman who asked the question. So Ashish, I think it's better you just describe what is a UPI model. That way, people can understand how the payment structure works. It's just not an app where you can come and buy, But in an instance where you go to a store, like how even in a small store, if you just want to buy a soda or something
Yeah.
for $1 or 1 cent, the processing, you can use the finance app, Flac Finance app to make that processing.
Yeah.
What I want to know is like, how does the UPI model works behind the scenes so everybody can get an idea?
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks much. So let me, just give a bit more details about what Flag Finance aims to do. So it comes down to, as I said, the main motto behind Flag Finance is processing payments. Now, it actually dates back to 2016 sometime, where Paytm in India, it's a mobile app, it's a company which launched in India and which used to do just do payments. So it's like if you like a corner store, and then if you're just buying a water bottle, or if you're just getting yourself like something for a cent, even for a cent, you could do payments without using your credit card. You could just go scan a QR code, punch in a 4-digit PIN code, and the payment gets processed without any fees, of course. And it was booming. You don't have to carry cash with you. You don't have to carry any cards with you. It's just a mobile phone. You just carry it with you, and then you can process the payments. And then the government realizes that this is actually a very good way to do payments, and the government comes up with a standard for that, and that is called UPI. So UPI is like Unified Payment Interface. What allows you to do is, it actually brings all these banks in the country, and not just banks, even the like all sorts of payment institutions, where you could provide an interface to the user, which basically allows you to not use Paytm or one specific platform. You could use any mobile app, any platform, any bank. You just need your phone, and the phone number needs to be attached to your bank account. And once you do the verification, now you are allowed to do payments. So you go and buy a packet of milk, and you have to do payments, and the shopkeeper would be using a bank, HDFC, and you are using like Yes Bank. Then you don't have to worry about it. You just like use the UPI, scan the QR code of the shopkeeper, and you put the amount and you punch in your PIN code, and you would be able to do the payment. Now it's very simple. It's straightforward. You don't have to do lots of efforts into understanding how to receive payments and how to do payments, because it's just like you open the app, scan the QR code, and that's it. And that's all you have to do basically. Now it's like people do not want to learn so much just for receiving payments. I mean, the shopkeeper is maybe not educated enough to use any sort of technical stuff, but he really wants to use the platform or receive payments, right? So it makes it easy. Now there's also this integrations, like they have like these speakers and a sort of stuff which is attached to their mobile phones. So if you receive a payment, it speaks out in his local language, you received 1 rupees, and that's all. And then you're like, okay, payment received. You can just confirm it. So in a nutshell, where I'm going is, the payment needs to be accessible. Anybody should be able to participate in this digital economy, accept payments and do payments. But when we come to crypto, ideally it just becomes like you can't do much, because you'll be like spending fees, and then you have to learn about seed phrases. You have to learn about how to safeguard your seed phrase, how to be like worry about like, okay, this is called an explorer, and then you can do like send payment, and then you have to verify the receiver and sender. So it's a lot of complexities, and it's like a lot of the people in India right now, they want to invest in cryptocurrencies, and every day they're like, okay, what is this cryptocurrency? But you cannot explain them all sorts of technicals when they are like not educated enough. So Flag Finance aims to simplify this via a custodial platform. So what we are doing is making it easy, just like a social media. You sign up on the platform, and then you buy Cardano, and then you can go and scan the exact same QR code which is at the shop to do the payment. Now what we are doing is we are bridging the gap here. So as a user, I am using cryptocurrency to do payments, but the shopkeeper is still using the QR code for receiving fiat money in HDFC, but Flac Finance can bridge it. So Flac Finance would be able to instantly do the payment via the QR code infrastructure, and the shopkeeper would receive the fiat money, whereas I'll be spending my crypto assets. So that's what Flac Finance is trying.
That is dope,
Yeah.
man. Imagine a world where private companies start collaborating and have an idea, and then the government comes in and say, "Hey, let me help you make this a standard, so you guys can collaborate better."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
Never heard
about
of.
exactly. I do agree. It's about starting. It's about giving it a shot instead of. I mean, see, we thrive for self custody, and I push for self custody. But what we are building is like an intermediate step until the self custody becomes very user friendly. That's what we are doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty convenient. I got rugged. I was actually driving my wife to her job. I think she got tired of not working. Uh, but yeah, it's pretty convenient. I'm curious because I think what's more even important than like as important as self custody is like security too. So so I get how it works with the merchants, right? Just like there's a ton of payment systems like that. I have like 4 different apps on my phone where it's just attached to your number and they get fiat or whatever they want, and you deposit, right? In this case, ADA into Flac Finance. So what's the security look like around that? Like when I actually put my ADA in the app?
Yeah, so we are following all the the industry standard security measures, like all the your crypto assets would actually be sitting in the cold storage, and some of them will be in the hot wallet. But mainly speaking, in terms of the security, in terms of the user layer, that's going to be more like just like you will be user friendly with Binance. So you would have like your 2FA for login, and then you'll have like biometrics like your either fingerprints on Android and Face ID on iOS. So that would that would provide you to securely access the app and then process the payment.
Right, but what about on your end? Because really, they're sitting in a wallet you own. Like when you would use anything like that, especially like what's a one everybody knows, something like a tip bot or something, right? So you have an account, right? That's not that you are now responsible for the security of Flac Finance.
Yep, the company is definitely liable for all the assets they are sitting at the company's wallets. Like if you say Binance or Kraken, whatever the assets are sitting at the exchange, they are their liability, and we of course do our best to secure them. One of those those ways is to use this custodial solutions that's provided by Ledger itself. They provide this enterprise service for having a custody of the cryptocurrency assets in a large scale. So. And there's also this platform called BitGo, which we are still exploring, which also provides a custodial solution for enterprises, which allows you to take the custody of the user's assets with an insurance.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool, and like I said, it's super convenient. I think that's the important thing. Until, as you said, like I'm not even sure how you would. I mean, to do something like that, self custody. I guess unless every merchant decided they wanted ADA, you would need somebody facilitating that swap on the back end.
No. So that's the magic. So that's why I say, the merchants are actually not the ones that would be receiving cryptocurrency payments. The merchants are going to be receiving fiat currency itself. It's the users who would be spending, crypto assets. We would be, swapping them and then doing the fiat transfer to the merchants directly. The goal is the merchants shouldn't be worrying about what they are receiving, because, as I said, I mean, the shopkeeper, is probably not educated enough to, do any sort of technical stuff. He doesn't even know cryptocurrency. What he wants to do is just receive payments. He wants to receive 10 rupees for a water bottle. And that's what he cares about. And he really doesn't want to keep lots of, different payment platforms like, okay, I have this QR code if you want to pay, using UPI. I have this QR code if you want to pay ADA. I have this QR code if you are paying Bitcoin. And then I have this machine if you want to swipe. That was not the goal at all from the beginning. So UPI combined everything, you just keep one QR code, and then all of these different payment platforms like Google Pay, Phone Pay, and there are many such applications in India. They would all, would be able to scan the QR code and do the payments. And similarly, the Flac Finance is going to integrate with the exact same QR code to do the payment.
Dope. What's up, Epoch?
So did I hear that? Sorry if I'm out of breath. I'm shoveling. Did I hear that Ledger is basically providing the cold wallet, hot wallet technology, or is that something that you're developing?
No. Ledger has an enterprise wing which provides you this custodial solution. Search Ledger Enterprise, you will find that info.
Can you explain a little bit about like how that works? Like how frequently are hot wallet funds moving to the cold wallet? And what percent are you trying to keep on hot wallet?
No, we are still exploring those platforms, so I would be able to provide you more details as we are moving towards the integrations. We are still not there.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I guess a few other, if I can rapid fire some questions here. How is the rupee doing in terms of interest rates these days? I know that Indian banks tend to offer like a 10+% kind of rupee interest rate. How is that going?
It's not 10%.
Is that still the case?
If you keep rupee in a savings account, you are getting like 3 to 5% interest annual. But if you create like fixed deposits and stuff, you would get like 6 or 7% of it. But that's the case from so many years, and you can just see how rupee performs. And those are one of those things, right? People wants to invest into assets that are they would save you money, save you value. And so people invest a lot into real estate and invest into gold and stuff, and cryptocurrency now becomes like a very good contender for investments for millennials.
Yeah, that resonates. I definitely have seen that focus on real estate and gold 100%.
Yeah.
But how is the government kind of handling this? Because I've seen a lot of news around the government of India kind of not looking too favorably at cryptocurrencies. Do you have a lawyer on staff, and
Yep.
Can you speak to kind of the legality in the jurisdiction, or like where your company is registered?
Yep. So we are actually registered in Singapore, Striker Private Limited, and there's lots of misconceptions about government's stance on legality of cryptocurrencies in India. And then there's always this side of media. They would just print what they want to print. But if you see behind the scenes, actually, let's go back to like 2018 December sometime, when the Indian government, not Indian government, actually the RBI, which is the Central Bank of India, went ahead and put a blanket ban on cryptocurrencies. And it's if media has to print it, it would be like, okay, the government bans cryptocurrencies, but it's RBI which put a restriction to its banks, specifically that banks which are comes under the RBI's control are not supposed to deal with cryptocurrencies and should not allow their customers to deal with cryptocurrencies. And just after a year or so, the companies which are building in blockchain and Web3 and cryptocurrency ecosystem in India went ahead and filed a plea in Supreme Court. And you know what? The ban was lifted. The RBI has to, take it off and allow their customers to actually deal in cryptocurrencies. And till date, you are allowed to buy, sell, and hold crypto assets in India. And the government of India also introduced a tax scheme. So if you're making a profit on cryptocurrencies, you pay 30% of the profits as an income tax, which is not very good, but it's also not bad because the government is giving their approval. You can't say approval, but recognizing cryptocurrency assets, and people are holding and making profits and doing trading and stuff. So you as an Indian citizen are not you are not not banned from doing trading or any sort of things with crypto assets. You are allowed. So basically, it's considered like digital assets, and holding any asset is a fundamental right. So you are allowed to buy, sell, and hold digital assets, which are nothing but cryptocurrencies. So instead of wording them as cryptocurrencies, it's called virtual digital assets. So that's what the current status is in India.
So if I understand that correctly, are you saying that merchants would not run into issues with this sort of thing? Like, yes, they're receiving maybe rupees, but there is a crypto transaction that's happening to get them those rupees, or I guess there's not. You're kind of
Swapping them.
Do you think there's an issue for merchants? Do
No,
you think there's an issue for any kind of
that's
merchant?
exactly the reason we are working, with this expert. So that's what we are doing. So instead of doing paying with cryptocurrency to merchant, you are actually not paying cryptocurrency, but you are actually swapping the crypto assets in real time and then doing a fiat transfer, and that basically comes under trading your currency. Though also this is like one of those things. By not allowing one to do payments in crypto assets, and by it's for example, say if government says that you cannot pay with cryptocurrency, it's a side topic, although we don't do that, but let me just give a bit more insight on that. It's a different topic though. So it's like you are not supposed to sell something with a price written on it in terms of crypto assets. I think that is what it means, because you can also do transactions in India with consideration. For example, if you want to buy a land, and then you don't have money right now for the land, so what you can do in India right now is that you have like a Lamborghini, which is like an expensive car. You would be able to trade it. So that's basically paying a consideration. So you take your Lamborghini and then give it to the landowner, and then you can take the land on your name. Now, this is like a consideration transaction, and when you do tax filing and stuff, you have to put the value of land and your car, and then you have to make the adjustments and pay. I mean, anyways, this is all like legal stuff, and I'm not the best person. But yeah.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
So obviously you're determining the exchange rate for rupees and for the crypto,
Yeah.
right? And you're doing that on the fly.
Yeah.
How are you calculating that, and what percent fee or how much tax is the user paying to make that transaction happen?
Yep, great question. So all these details, whatever I said, is actually available in our white paper, including this question. So in India, we have like 4 to 5 different crypto exchanges, and more than 1 CR, which is how much 1 CR is, 10 million or something, I don't know. So that much of users trading in India right now in cryptocurrencies. So what we are doing is the Flac Finance actually connects through APIs, through enterprise APIs, through all these exchanges, and we would be able to gather a real-time price from exchanges and do the swap accordingly, and also perform the swap on their exchanges as well. So we are, in talk with exchanges to make this happen.
Flac Finance community, be super brief, because we are out of time. And then Ashish, same to you in your response. Last question from Flac. What's up?
No, I think I'm good. I just want to touch up some stats about the usage of India, and to Ashish's earlier point, like what he said, like there's like 1.4 billion population in India, and recently, I don't know if it's good or bad, but India crossed China over population. So almost 50%, I think 40 to 50% folks. In India, typically the usage of gold or the consumption of gold is 30%. Now, and India and China together is almost 57%, around 57, 58%. And most of them right now, I know, even I talk to a lot of folks in India, they're finding a new place to invest. And the new one is the crypto. So in the other terms is not many people are very tech savvy to know how to have, their seed phrase and all the things what Ashish mentioned. I believe like they need a platform to onboard more users. Hence, I got interested into Flac Finance too, just because this is a new platform where it's easy for people to come in, but at the same time they learn more about crypto.
Sorry.
Yep,
You're
that's fine.
supposed to be brief.
No, I thought that. Yeah, I got it. I thought that's a sign to stop. I'm like, okay. No, actually,
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for that. We always run out of time, Ashish. I think I'm gonna remember this episode
Lido.
when we do the next one.
Sorry to interrupt.
Skip. Why you interrupted? Don't be sorry. Just don't do it.
No, sorry to interrupt, Lido. One thing we want.
When we do the next episode, Ashish, because you're coming back in a month, I think we'll skip the intro. And we'll just remember this episode and send people there. Because there's so much question. There's all the NFT stuff that we didn't get to all of it. Maybe when you launch, maybe when the platform is live, we'll do a whole hour and then sort of really talk about it too. But yeah, thanks for coming, Ashish, and thanks for sharing again. Looking forward to the next episode and getting to some other details about the system. Anything you want to add? Any takeaway?
Yep.
Things you want people to walk away from this conversation with?
Yep. First of all, thank you so much, everyone for listening, and also for everyone to, I invite everyone to come to our Discord and experience the testnet mobile app, which is already live. You can download from iOS, Android, and you can right now deposit crypto assets, collect tokens, and also do payments to your friends using QR code and usernames. It's live. People have tested, and we have received great feedback about the experience of the mobile app. And also, we just wanted to get this testnet out before we do a public sale. So yes, the mobile app is available. You can check it out, and also please do check out our website for the current ongoing public sale. Yeah, thank you so much.
Super cool.
Yeah, I just want to say thank
Ivan.
you. I just want to say thanks for kind of going into detail. I know I asked a lot of questions. To be honest, we have a lot more questions, so I might reach out here in DM. But really appreciate all your answers, and you guys got a lot going on. So keep up the good work and best of luck driving to completion. I'll be reaching out.
Yeah, definitely. We should do an hour show when it goes to mainnet, and then also, the Typhoon wallet is still, in my opinion, the best UI wallet. You guys do good UI. Is your designer?
Thanks so much. All thanks to the developer. But also we do have a designer on contract basis. So yeah.
Wow, cool. Okay, well, thanks for coming. Check them out. Flac Finance, they're doing the thing. There's a bunch of countries that can participate. If you know what that means, there's a Medium article, I think, that talks about that. Thanks again. Cool. Epoch, you gonna do the mid-roll?
Sure. This is your middle of the show message. So everyone, please share out the space. Go ahead and retweet or like or comment using the thought bubble in the bottom right. We are Cardano over Coffee. We're here Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern, 2:30 to 4:30 UTC. We try to cover a bunch of the projects that are launching and participating in Cardano. But one thing that we do like to always cover is safety and security. So we recommend that folks who are purchasing ADA on centralized exchanges or even decentralized exchanges, they actually withdraw that into a private wallet for which you have the private key. If you have the private key, it's your crypto. If you don't, it's not your crypto. So we recommend you get that into a wallet and then you participate in decentralization by delegating that wallet to a stake pool. And that allows you to not only support the Cardano decentralization approach, but it also allows your wallet to earn rewards on its balance. This is liquid staking, which is a huge advantage that Cardano has over other chains. So you're able to actually withdraw at any time, but you're still able to earn that reward. So stay safe, be smart, get your ADA off exchanges. And if you're new to the space and looking for a pool, we have 3 pools as hosts here. So Lido, Hero, and Epoch are all ready to receive any delegation. And, we are all kind of hold each other to a pretty high standard, and we all have a unique approach to creating value on this ecosystem. So please reach out if you ever have questions, and stay safe out there.
Stay safe. That episode of the Midroll is brought to you by our unofficial sponsor, Rare Evil. This next part of the show is brought to you by our official sponsor, EM4. And Cook Time, if you guys were expecting Cook Time to do the midroll, my muscle memory just kicked in because Epoch was here and he was yapping about shit and things. So it just
I know you
came out
took
of
a
my
mid-roll from Cook Time. We're gonna have to wait a whole week for another Cook Time mid-roll. How dare you?
Man, Lido, come on, man.
I was like, oh shit, what did I just do? Oh, just muscle memory, guys. It's my fault. You can blame me. Yeah. Thanks for the mirror. That was a great mirror, Epoch. Cool. Well, I don't see the other guests. Where are they? Crypto series. If you're in the crowd coming up, this is your time to shine. Come take
I
the
think
mic.
the next guest is just waiting for QuickTime to do the mid-roll. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's true. And to be fair, Epoch isn't on the show very often, so Lido just got confused there. So it's understandable as to why he just deferred right over to Epoch there.
It's just muscle memory. It's just, one of those things.
Cardano Series is getting up on the stage, so welcome. How are you doing this morning? How do you drink your coffee?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. Just a little bit of honey and maybe a little cream. Depends on the day. But
Honey,
yeah.
that's interesting. Honey in your coffee. I guess there's 2 honey references this morning.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have to
actually
try it.
doing that
It's
for a
not
few
what you
years now.
think.
It's good. It's good stuff. Thanks for having me on today. Appreciate it.
Did Lido disappear? I'm here waiting for.
Oh my God! Sorry. No, I was doing something in the app, and
I thought I was
anyways,
bugging
I'm
first.
back to the mic. Well, thanks for coming. Why don't you give us a brief introduction of who you are, who the team is, who's running this show, and then the short version of what you did before Cardano, before blockchain.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, my name is Romy Randev. I'm actually the creative director with NFTY Studios. We're a small NFT studio. We started, I guess, about almost 2 years ago with a collection called Cardano Series 1, and then we recently did 2, which is basically a series sort of celebrating Cardano and all the people that they've named, the different development periods after. So we basically took those and interpreted them through various illustrations. And we created a series. Actually, the first series we made, I think, was one of the earliest NFT collections on Cardano. I think we did it in, I believe it was like October 2021.
Wait, sorry
I think.
to interject. Before we get to the series, so there's you. Is there any other people on the team?
Yeah.
Who are you guys?
There's myself, and then I have a partner as well. He goes by Rabble Set on Twitter. So the two of us run this, and then we work with various designers and people depending on what we need for our various projects. So we're basically the core team. I kind of handle more of the creative side of things, and he handles more of the technical side of things with the minting. And my background, actually, I studied architecture a long time ago. I have a master's in architecture, and then I've worked in video production and content creation for the last 25 years, doing a variety of different businesses and ventures and consulting and things like that. And then basically got into the crypto space 4 or 5 years ago, mostly with Cardano, and then kind of jumped into the NFT world about 2.5 years ago. And so this is our third collection that we're putting out. And we're pretty excited to get this out. It's pretty different than what we've done in the past.
Neat. Well, let's just roll on into that. What is this whole Cardano series business? What is the concept?
Sure. So like I was saying at the beginning, so the series 1 and 2, and you can see photos of them all if you like on our website, cardanoseries.com. So those were small collections. There were 10 illustrations in the first set, and then I believe there were 11 in the second. So we've got people like Daedalus, Hydra, Icarus, Lord Byron, Ouroboros, Charles Hoskinson, and we added a few others like Satoshi, and we've got Ada Lovelace, of course, and a few others. So that first.
Wait, so is this a PFP project? Like, what is Cardano series?
It's not a PFP collection. No, okay. No. We kind of did this very early, so at the time it was really just to get something out there and experiment with NFTs on Cardano. So we Like I said, our first project was very early on, when people were just, kind of putting things out. So we decided to go with something to kind of celebrate Cardano, and we created a series of these illustrations. So it's primarily, artwork. It's not, there's no game or anything
that
else.
makes sense.
Yeah. And so we made a series of really, what we think are really nice illustrations, a collection. And now this next generation, which is this REDUX series, is basically like a reinterpretation of a few of the characters from that original set. So we're doing Ada Lovelace, Cardano, and Daedalus. So those three characters, basically reinterpreting them with AI and creating a set of portraits of each of them. Each one is a one of a kind. So the first set, they weren't one of a kind. We made like limited editions of each one. So they were, let's say the first set had 10 and then the next set had 11. And so for each of those, the second set, we made 33 of each. So they were all identical and they were the same. We just sold a limited edition set of those. But this new collection, the REDUX collection, is completely different. And it's basically reinterpreting those using AI in sort of a classical futurist style. So sort of reinterpreting them in sort of a futuristic style, but kind of maintaining some of those old classical traits of from Ada Lovelace's period when she actually lived, but reinterpreting her clothing and things like that in a more futuristic style. So that's basically what this next REDUX project is. So rather than them being limited edition sets of the same image, each one is a unique image created with AI, and all the backgrounds and everything are different. So they kind of look like PFPs, but they're not exactly designed to be PFPs. But I guess you could use this new set. And there's a short video I put on the stream here. And it's also on our Twitter feed. I put that out yesterday, so you're going to get a feel for what's coming.
Super neat. So the Redux is the one that just launched. And so is this the Redux? I think you said already. Just to be clear, is the Redux also on the illustration art piece? Like you get it because you think it's cool and you want to look at it in your wallet, or maybe put it in a frame or something. Is that the same situation?
Basically, yeah. I mean, these will be primarily art pieces. They will be very high resolution, so we're planning to offer them 4K images. So you could also use them as wallpapers or backgrounds or anything like that if you wanted to. But our goal is to continue to explore some ideas around AI with this set. So we're still sort of exploring that end of things. So I don't want to commit to anything concrete, but we're kind of experimenting with other things that we can evolve this project into down the road. But primarily, yes, it is an
other things
art
as in like the art thing, or other things as in like utility type
of thing. So perhaps connecting your wallet and using your imagery to kind of bring it alive in some other ways, maybe with Chat GPT and stuff like that. So we're kind of exploring some things right now. We're kind of in the experimentation phase at this point. So it's hard to say where that will go, but we think these are just really nice images, and for people who are into Cardano, I think they're unique. I actually haven't seen a collection of portraits like this, because with most AI art, it tends to kind of vary and be quite different. But what we've been able to do with this is create a collection where, as you can see if you take a look at the video, you'll see it, where the face remains more or less the same, but everything else around the image changes, and we were able to replicate that over and over and over and create multiple variations on that same image. So from that regard, I think it's a very unique collection. I've actually never seen that done with anybody, with any other AI art before. Like I said, they can be used as PFPs as well, or you can just enjoy them as artwork.
What do you use for AI? You use Midjourney or you use your own code? What do you do?
Mostly Midjourney. Yeah.
And do you
Midjourney.
after that, do you basically render them? What do you do?
Well, I mean, they're created in Midjourney, so they're created in Midjourney, and then we upscale them to a higher resolution afterwards to provide the 4K images.
Got it.
Yeah.
Dope. Keep the ball rolling, Jenny. Anything else?
No, that was my question. I mean, that's what I wanted to know regarding the art. You have Midjourney is pretty popular, but I'm interested to know if you said you were experimenting with the AI, so I was wondering if you were actually experimenting with code and your own way of rendering these images. But yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I like it.
Cook time. Any questions?
Yeah. So you said you upscaled the artwork for like a higher resolution. Like, does an artist come in and like do touch-ups and things like that? Or
I
like,
think that's what I was asking. Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I don't know if it's your secret sauce and you don't want to talk about it. That's totally fine. I was just curious.
You're muted, by the way, Cardano Series. If you're talking.
Oh, my mic turned off for some reason. Sorry about that. No, actually, so basically the artwork is produced in Midjourney, and then for upscaling, basically I just mean taking the lower resolution image. So the images that it outputs, I think, are 1024 by 1024, and then upscaling them with some tool basically to increase the resolution. So we bump them up 4 times to 4096 by 4096, so you get some really nice, big, crisp 4K images that you can use anywhere. Some of the images are touched up a little bit by hand, in Photoshop after the fact. But the majority, basically it takes a while to kind of get to the point where you can recreate the same images. So a lot of these take several days to actually of experimentation with Midjourney to get, just the right images. And one thing actually I forgot to mention is, if you're familiar with Midjourney, you can feed it images to kind of provide it, some inspiration to work with, and all the images that we've created were actually fed. We fed them our original artwork from the Cardano series. So it not only is it sort of a reinterpretation using AI, but it actually is literally using the original artwork that we created. And we fed it into the AI to generate this new collection. So,
That's actually interesting. I'm glad that you brought that up.
yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. So you'll actually see similarities if you look at the images like that we created of Ada Lovelace, for example. In our first series, there's a circle behind her with some like circuits. And then she's got the hair and the buns, and we were able to replicate even that circle behind her and the patterns and her hair and the way her hair is sort of ornamented on the sides, in thousands of ways actually. So it's been sort of reinterpreted thousands and thousands of ways, which I think is really interesting. So it's got this almost metallic cyber kind of look to it, futuristic look, but also very kind of traditional and classical at the same time. So, so for me, I think it was really interesting to use AI, given that, she is basically seen as the first programmer. So to use code to generate portraits of her, I thought was really appropriate and kind of interesting as well. So, that all kind of ties into this project. And I'll be sharing some images of Daedalus and Cardano shortly as well. So I put out one short teaser video yesterday, and then I'll be releasing a couple of more probably later this week and early next week.
When is the mint?
When is it? It will likely be February, probably late February or early March. We're still deciding on that. Just need to figure out a few things on our end. With the marketing and that, but most likely probably in about 6 to 8 weeks.
Cool. Yeah. If you have any questions, just please come up here and Feel free to ask.
Question. So on your FAQ, what is this talk about airdrops and 10K PFP?
That's something we're working on. We're planning a larger collection down the road. But this new series, the REDUX series, actually we need to update that. But the REDUX series might replace the 10K. So we're planning to airdrop these new NFTs to our existing Series 1 and Series 2 holders. We haven't formally announced it yet, so you're kind of getting a peek. But that's the plan, is to reward basically our early supporters with airdrops of the REDUX collection. So that we can provide some utility and some benefits to our early supporters who bought our NFTs very early on.
Well, you should probably pin up something regarding your previous collection so people can hunt them down in the secondary market.
Absolutely, we'll do. They're on JPEG Store. Yeah, they're on JPEG Store under Cardano Series. And we do still have some of the Series 2 available to be minted. They can be minted on our site at cardanoseries.com. If you go to Series 2, there are still some available. We also, if you take a look there, if anyone's interested, we even made some. We don't have too many left, but we made some playing cards. So if you go on our Cardano Series website, we used the artwork from our Series 1 and 2 collections to make packs of playing cards. They're actually really nice. You'll see a video and some photos on our website of the cards. So we've got Charles Hoskinson is the ace, and then we've got Cardano as the king, and Ada Lovelace as the queen, and Satoshi as the jack, and then we've got characters on all the other cards. From 2 up to 10.
Wait, Charles Hodgkinson is not the Joker. He's the ace.
He's the ace. Yeah, we've got the Minotaur. The Minotaur is the Joker. Yeah.
I agree with Lido.
I still think it's cool. That I don't know why Lido's like so disappointed about that. I like it.
I think it's cool. Oh shoot. Oh right. Here's the standard Lido question. What have you done to ensure the longevity of these artwork? Are they going to be around in 50 years? Have you done anything to ensure that?
I don't know how you ensure that.
I keep thinking that. He asked that question, and now I keep thinking, how can you actually do it? Maybe have like some sort of smart contract that make payments for you for 50 years.
Yeah, I think that's up to people, and if they like the artwork and it stands the test of time, then that's up to the artwork to do that on its own. I don't think there's really a whole lot we can do to ensure anything, to be honest.
Yeah, well, so I guess that's a really good point. If you like the thing, you have to look at it, because if you're not looking at it, it could vanish, right?
We think they're really unique.
I said 50 years, but it could vanish in 2 years. Like if you didn't open your wallet at all and nobody looked at your NFT, like you could go look at it again, it wouldn't exist. Like it would be gone.
Yeah, just like any NFT project, right? Or any image or any piece of work, of artwork. But that's part of the reason that we wanted to make them high resolution, so that they would have some immediate use. So even if you just wanted to use it as a desktop or on your phone, they're very, very high resolution, so you can use them for other things than just sitting in your wallet. But we think the artwork's interesting, and we think it's a unique collection. And something
that's the
we haven't
thing,
seen
though.
before.
It's not really sitting in your wallet. So
That's what he's trying to say. Like basically, it's IPFS images, which they need to be repinned, and there's like billing, and then if you don't go and like search for that image, the image can disappear in
like
time.
you have to actually go look at it either on 2 p.m. or in your wallet. Like you have to look at it quite regularly. Well, not regularly, but like every 6 months or whatever. Unless what's his face here? Oh my god. Oh crap. I forgot your name. Cardano Series. We'll just go with that. Unless Cardano Series is gonna pay paying bill every month for the rest of his life. We have hands. Why do we have hands? What's up, Epoch?
Yeah, I just got triggered because someone was like, "Yeah, it's fine," but like, what asset do you know of that disappears from your account? Imagine you go buy Tesla shares and one day they're gone because you didn't check your balance enough, right? Like, that's not a very intelligent kind of take.
Art, I guess. If you don't check your art, it's gone. If you don't love it, it will leave you.
Yeah, like imagine you buy a painting that self-destructs if you don't look at it enough. Like, think about that.
That's what
But then people
NFTs
call
are,
it an
right?
investment. Oh, it's an asset. Get the fuck out of here. Like, how are you going to protect this? This is a serious question. We're blowing it off like it's not a serious question.
It's like the Mission Impossible of NFTs. What's going on?
Hey, have you guys reached out to the Finanace Society and maybe donated one of your artworks to put in their art gallery vault?
To who, sorry?
Hold on. I'm sorry. Before we move on to another question, I still don't feel like we've kind of reached a conclusion here. Like, who is in charge of making sure that the NFTs, are going to be in good standing and that the payments are going to continue and that, you don't need to upgrade to Arweave and like who in your company is actually, focusing on this?
That's sort of more my partner's end of things. To be honest, he's, like I said, he's kind of more on the technical side of things. But I mean, we've been around now. We're not a rug pool organization. We've been around for, I know it's not that long in the grand scheme of things, but we've been around for a couple of years. And this is our third series, and we've got another collection, PFP series, in the works as well. So, we're not here for the short term. We are, here to, I'm personally in the NFT space on a full-time basis at this point. So, we are serious about this, and we're not here to, just have another rug pull in the space and disappear with people's money. So I mean, that's
really
what I can
pretty
say.
and all, and I appreciate that. But I'm going to tell you quickly a story. There's a couple that I love very much. They're very, very, very into Cardano. Wanted to be here for the long run, but economic reasons made it really hard for them to continue. And they were responsible for minting probably 90% of the NFTs of the early days of Cardano. And when they decided they couldn't no longer support it, basically they cried out for help. They're like, all these NFTs are going to disappear. We cannot continue paying these bills, and something needs to happen. So it's actually a real thing. I know it sounds like a, crazy question, but it's not. I think we need to start thinking about that.
Well, we definitely allocate
advice,
a chunk of the, our revenues to, a pot to cover all of our expenses long term. So, we don't just put the money in our own pockets. What we make, we set a good chunk aside for, for the future of these projects to continue paying, and maintaining things. So, I mean, that's, I guess the best I can say at this point. We can definitely get back to you if you have specific questions that you want to follow up with. I can talk to my partner and get you a more technical answer if you'd like. But, on a high level, that's what I would say at this point.
I think what would be better is if maybe on the next show, if you guys come back, to bring your technical partner so that we can have this discussion in earnest, because, sure, you can allocate funds. Like I set aside funds for taxes every year, but if my kitchen explodes, guess what? I'm going to use those funds to literally take care of my problem. So, you can segregate as much as you want. That doesn't actually solve the problem, right? And the more series you do, the more your bills increase, right? And I've also seen about a 10 to 20x increase in IPFS costs, because I've minted my own project, and it was not even a high resolution project. It was pixel project, right?
Yeah.
And now we've seen our costs almost 20x in the last 18 months, right? So if you're one of those, and I'm looking at your PFP and I'm looking at the quality, so like the higher the quality, right, the higher your costs. So, if you're going to be here for a while, you really do need a good answer, because you could end up with quite a few IPFS bills. So it's just something to be aware of. And, I want you and other projects that are high quality to last. This is why we asked this question.
No, absolutely. It's definitely a fair question. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wouldn't royalties help with that a little bit? I mean, if you were to, in essence, generate a fund in royalty through the trading and the selling of the NFTs, and then use that as the backstop for ensuring that they're, still available to view, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, royalties are important, for creators and to, ensure the long-term longevity of these projects. So, we also do, we're not taking our income. Obviously, it's a very high risk, endeavor making and selling NFTs. So, this is not, our primary source of income or anything like that either, where we're, dependent on the sale of these NFTs. That would be a little crazy for me with a wife and kid and a mortgage and stuff like that. So, this is something that we're passionate about. We enjoy doing, and we want to continue in this space. But setting aside money from the initial sales, plus hopefully having a bit of a revenue stream from royalties would definitely help as well.
Neat. Now, can we ask about this? What were you asking? Crypto college, crypto collage, collegiate.
Sorry, yeah.
I think it's collegiate. I'm pretty sure.
Es colegio.
Oh, that's it, Jenny. You got it. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I was asking if he's reached out to the Monet Society. They do art auctions and they have an art vault. They like to display a lot of unique collections. Have you reached out to them or contacted them at all about collaboration?
I haven't heard of them actually. The Monet Society, MONET.
Yes, correct.
Okay. No, I haven't. I'm not familiar with them. I'll look them up though. Thanks for sharing that.
Well, thanks for coming. This brings us to the end of our time together. Any last thing to say? What should people walk away from or take away from this conversation?
Well, I would just, if you're interested in the artwork, please just follow us on Cardano Series. Our main account, this is a new account. Our main one is Nifty at NFTY. And my name is Romy Randev, ROMYRANDEV on Twitter. So yeah, just follow us. We'll be sharing a lot more content over the next, over the coming weeks. And yeah, feel free to reach out or DM us if you have any questions. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We would like to thank our guests, Flac Finance and Cardano Series, for joining us today. Make sure you join us live tomorrow on Twitter Spaces at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 p.m. UTC. We have the Cardano Stoners Club and Superbowl.io. And a special thank you to our sponsors, Yam4.com, crypto loans with no margin calls or interest repayments, and indefinite loan terms. Yes, it is possible. Thanks for listening to Cardano Over Coffee, and make it a great day.